What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, we got another snafu in the justice system. In fact, it ain't even a snafu. This is a full-blown, willful error. I tell you before, these people look at this crime and victimization of others. When they're doing this, those that are in power, I'm talking about, like a regular 9 to 5. They say time heals all wounds. We've heard that before. No, the scars remain. And what's under the scars is still there. And people learn to live with the pain. A lot of times these people do some of the vilest stuff. These criminals out here do some of the vilest things man has ever seen. Hell, even today, mankind's been on the planet for a time now. And it's still something new under the sun that somebody done did to have you scratching your head or just have you gasping at the fact that somebody could do this to another person, whether they're in their right mind or not. Listen, I seen this story, right? And I want y'all to hear this. The justice system don't care about people. They just care about saying they did something when the time to do something. Just listen, hear me out. You see this man up here? This is gonna drop your jaw. This guy right here, a lot of y'all that used to watch the news are familiar with this dude. This guy is Tyree Smith from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2011, he killed this man right here in an abandoned house, Angel Gonzalez. He was homeless. Supposedly, Mr. Gonzalez was homeless too. Both of these homeless men in an abandoned house. Mr. Smith, killed Mr. Gonzalez with an axe, then chopped him up. In addition to that, he ate parts of his body, which I'll explain to you what he ate when he was found in the graveyard by police. This story is crazy. Reason why we're bringing this up today, this guy was sentenced in 2013 to 60 years in the psychiatric hospital because he was deemed unfit to stand trial. Now you listen to this. Now you got a 60-year sentence in the psych hospital, right? For the past couple months, this guy's been in a halfway house, and they're about to let him out after what he did. That's a direct slap in the face of every family member that is related to Mr. Gonzalez. Here's the story.
At 10 tonight, growing concerns after word that a man accused of murder and cannibalism will eventually walk free in the state. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10 here on The Wax. I'm Stephanie Simone. Tyree Smith was found not guilty by reason of insanity more than a decade ago, but now some are questioning a decision to eventually release him. Your reporter, Bryant Reed, is live in Middletown at the hospital where Smith gets his treatment. Bryant.
Well, Stephanie, the answer is yes. Tyree Smith has been granted a conditional release by a psychiatric review board today. Now, he's already been living in a halfway house for several months, but doctors now believe that he's done enough to deserve more freedom, despite being accused of murdering a man and bludgeoning that man with an axe several years ago. Although, as you can imagine, Stephanie, not everybody is on board.
I am not one for the philosophy of lock them up and throw away the key, but we are talking about a very serious crime.
But after a hearing today with the Connecticut Psychiatric Review Board, Tyree Smith has been granted a conditional release. Smith was found not guilty by reason of insanity back in 2013. He was accused of killing Angel Gonzalez with an axe in Bridgeport, then eating parts of his body. Some, like Senator Paul Ciccarella, believe Smith's place in the community should continue to be under close watch in a hospital.
Murder and cannibalism and release in the same sentence, that's a problem. That's concerning to me.
But Smith's doctors say he's rehabilitated, constantly taking medications to help with psychosis and voices in his head, reiterating that Smith has been a model citizen and he's lived in a halfway house for 9 months under temporary leave status and has only accidentally missed one check-in while being GPS monitored, joining rehab groups, and being subjected to random drug tests.
He has maintained clinical stability, adhered to prescribed medications, and continued to engage meaningfully in groups and substance use treatment. He also denied visual hallucinations or a desire to harm others or himself.
Doctors say Smith has been a joy and a support to other patients. But despite that, Talitha Frazier, Gonzalez's sister-in-law and spokesperson for the family, says they constantly live in fear.
His grandchildren are scared. His daughter is so scared she couldn't even make it this morning. Her sugar dropped to 52.
And their fears are warranted, with doctors acknowledging should he forget to take his medication, Smith could become a danger to society.
But it's safe to say that if he doesn't take his medication, that his auditory hallucinations that tell him to kill people, kill police officers, may come back.
Yes.
Now, with his conditional release, Smith will continue to slowly reintegrate into society. He will still, though, have a GPS monitor. However, he will no longer be completely tied to Whiting Forensic Hospital for complete and total outpatient care. Your reporter in Middletown tonight, Brian Reed, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
A man accused of killing and eating another person in Bridgeport being granted a conditional release. Tyree Smith killed Angel Gonzalez with an axe in 2011 and ate part of the victim's body. Smith was found not guilty by reason of insanity and sentenced to 60 years in a psychiatric hospital. He was then transitioned to a group home in 2023. Smith's conditional release will happen in phases, beginning with supervised periods of temporary leave in the community.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear me? I want to read you something. This is crazy as hell. Watch this. I go to the New York Post a lot of times to read articles because they have it in explicit content and they don't hold back in what they tell you. Check this out. I'm trying to find it. It just moved. There's be a lot of pop-ups on this channel. Okay. It says Tyree Smith, dubbed the Cannibal Killer by local journalists, was granted a conditional release Friday by the Nutmeg State Psychiatric Security Review Board, meaning he'll be allowed to leave Connecticut Valley Hospital in Middleton for supervised jaunts. The decision was made after doctors who've been treating Smith said he's fully rehabilitated thanks to medications that have quelled the voices in his head. I'll continue reading in a second. Right there, somebody's ass need to be smacked. This guy killed somebody, transported body parts and ate them along the way. Was caught by police. Now the doctors are saying, oh, according to modern medicine, he doesn't no longer hear his voices in his head, so he should go right back out into society. He was sentenced to 60 years. How about his goofy ass go and finish them 60 years of justice promised to the family members that showed up in trial day after day listening to this, and he finished serving his time. See that? When he first got caught, oh, he's out of his mind. He shouldn't be held responsible. Put him in the hospital. After he was in the hospital, oh, not as bad as we thought. 10 years? He's making incredible progress. Let him back out in society. The fuck out of here. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Somebody died from something he was going through when he was in society. So now basically you just dismiss what he did and bring him back out because he no longer hears voices in his head. Make it fucking make sense, y'all. Seriously, make it make sense. It's so much wrong with the damn justice system and the way they deal with each other. It's stupid. Look at this. Now he killed Mr. Gonzalez in 2011. It says in 2013, Tyree Smith was committed to Connecticut Valley Hospital for 60 years after a 3-judge panel found him not guilty by reason of insanity in a 2011 killing and cannibalization of Angel Gonzalez, age 43. So a 3-panel judge says he's not guilty by reason of insanity, meaning he didn't know what the fuck he was doing because he's crazy. Smith admitted to killing Gonzalez, who was homeless, but he admitted he did it with an axe inside an abandoned home in Bridgeport, Connecticut, before removing parts of his brain, one of his eyeballs, and several organs which he consumed. He consumed the body parts at Lakeview Cemetery, washing them down with sake. For those of you who don't know what sake is, it's like a Japanese rice wine. So he had a particular palate for human flesh and Japanese rice wine. So he basically ate human sushi and admitted it, but you want to let his ass get right the fuck back out, walk down the street, and do what he was doing before. And I'm not talking about just eating people. Just go back like nothing ever happened. What about the family of these people? What about the guilt of him being killed? Or he was already homeless. I don't know his situation, but I mean, come on. What about him? You don't think about that. You just do your job. It's a 9 to 5. When you're seeing one case, no matter how horrible or disgusting it is, you've seen it all. And if it falls between the guidelines, it's nothing you can do. Everybody washes their hands and one hand washes the other. And all of a sudden, the law is what the law is. We need to change the laws. This guy has proved that he doesn't belong in society. And that's why residents out there are up in arms and outraged. And they should be. They should be. I don't know this man, but I know what he did is not normal. You can't rehabilitate that shit. He was homeless when he went in. When he gets out, what's he gonna do? Make six figures? See, it's the one thing about jail or prison a lot of people don't understand. The reason why you have so many repeat offenders is people don't learn nothing when they're in jail. It's just a different type of culture, and it's a culture set up by what? Criminals. Jail either makes you better or it makes you better at what you was doing that was making you one of the worst out here in society. It's facts. It is. I was there. I know. You understand what I'm saying? He gonna get back out. He gonna be homeless again. You think them programs gonna carry him for the rest of his life? They're not. They're not. They talk a good game. Oh, this and that. Only thing that matters is his freedom. They only care about his freedom. He'll be on programs for a couple of days. Then they say, oh, it's conditional in case, as long as he takes his medication. How many motherfuckers out here you know don't take their medications? When you come out of jail, the reason why it's a repeat offenders is because people try to catch up where they left off when they first went in. Come on. Come on. He in a halfway house now. Then he'd be back in the street, AKA the wilderness for him. What you think's gonna happen? Do I think he'll eat somebody again? I don't know. But for some odd reason, he wasn't taking medication and he did it. They're talking about, oh, provided he takes his medication. You think he gonna do that in a psychiatric hospital every day? Like clockwork, you get regimented. They bring you the little cup, you take the cup and that's it. Ain't nobody bringing him the cup no more. You think he's gonna put it on his own accord to take it when he's out here in the world and there's so many things to do and see? He not worrying about that shit. Just being out is enough. This is a stupid ass thing. And like always people that have never been locked up or don't really know shit, always the ones governing laws and putting it back on the people, and then boom, something happens. Then when something happens, oh, we'll send them back. It never falls on the person that signed the paper letting these motherfuckers get back out. They need to be persecuted too, but they never do that. Never do that. This is sickening. And you know, I don't, everybody deserves a chance, but goddamn, that shit, hell to the no. Soon as they put that shit on my desk, I'd have been like, get the fuck out of here. In fact, come here, let me tell you something. Get your fucking ass out of my goddamn office. Don't you bring this shit in here no more. What does family say? The family of the victims. Did they say anything? Or we didn't? Of course you didn't. Get the fuck out my office and don't come back. In fact, you're fired. Get the fuck out. Do him like Trump do. He just fired people. You're fired. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. I'll go get the old man at the hardware store and have him do your goddamn job, because obviously your expertise ain't proving shit, because you just want to come in here and say everybody deserves a chance and he's rehabilitated because according to the fucking statutes and guidelines, change that shit. I throw all that shit in the fucking trash. For real. I'd have a book of common sense, and if you couldn't follow me, you get the fuck out of here. This is stupid stuff, man. I'm done with this. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Listen, in the comment section, you don't want to hear from you. Would you let this dude out? I would have kept him in that hospital. If he gonna do 60 years in the house, do it. And if he's good enough to go back out in society, he can finish the rest of his time in prison. Of course, this guy can't finish his rest of his life, or his time as a human being. You ate somebody's eye, other parts of their body, and internal organs in a cemetery, and you washed it down with sake, with the pinky up. Yeah. You'll be sitting in there drinking sake in a coffee cup in commissary. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.